When I found you, I saw raw, untamed power. And beyond that, something truly special.
Truly special indeed. Star Wars is finally opening today. We're talking about the latest movie, Star Wars: The Last Jedi. It opens today. The wait is over. With that, we want to bring in Eli Glasner, a man who walks gently but likes to carry a big lightsaber.
just in case that Dark Lord tries to... Well, don't you interfere with this review. What's his name, Snook or something? So anyways,
yeah.
let me holster my saber and talk about, I'm going to help you get up to speed for The Last Jedi. So this movie picks up right where The Force Awakens left off. And so just to get you up to speed, we used to have the evil empire. Out of the ashes of the empire came the First Order, same kind of uniforms. And then from the rebels, now we have the resistance. And then there was the space orphan, Daisy Ridley playing Rey, incredibly powerful but untamed. She has questions, and so she finally discovers the Jedi hobo, Luke Skywalker herself. Let's listen to what she has to say.
But now it's awake, and I need help.
So there you go. Now, the nice thing about this is there's more of Luke Skywalker to savor this time around. And Force Awakens was a bit of a tease. And under that grizzled goatee, it is Mark Hamill. Now, the thing about Mark Hamill's acting, it's, let's say, exuberant. You know, you might remember sometimes you watch the old Star Wars and you wince a little, and you might have some of those same feelings. He is, and I say this with love, a bit of a ham, but he's our ham. I mean, that is Luke Skywalker, even with the hipster goatee. And so it's something about watching him and seeing how that face has changed. I think he's come by his hamminess, honestly, and so you just embrace it. Now, this time around, Skywalker, you see he's not that thrilled with this young woman telling him he has to join the battle against the First Order. That might be because what happened the last time he was a teacher, and he taught Kylo Ren, son of Leia, and Han, who became this not-so-happy fellow. Let's take a look.
Let the past die. Kill it. If you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
There you go. Adam Driver feeling all the feels as Kylo Ren. But it's important what he said there. Let the past die. This movie is more than porgs. It is about really kind of battling with that sense of nostalgia, both for the characters who are connected with this twisted family tree to all these famous characters, to the people who came before them, but also for the director, Rian Johnson. How do you make a fresh Star Wars film? Do you just keep telling the same stories again and again? He is trying something bold, and you see those bold images. He is trying to carve a new path forward. Now, sometimes he does this with humor, because he's also the writer. So there's moments of irreverence where they're kind of treating the Force and Vader and all of those icons a little differently. But then there's other moments when they lean into it, and you really embrace the Wagnerian struggle, the lightsaber, the battle between good and evil.
Battle between good and evil, and as you say, a battle between characters that we all grew up with and a whole new cast of characters. Walk us through that part, because the narrative does shift here to a different generation.
That's right, and one of the new faces of this generation, very exciting to see, is Kelly Marie Tran as Rose. Now, Rose is a maintenance engineer, but she's a plucky gal. She doesn't give up, and she teams up with Finn. You remember Finn, John Boyega, of course, as the ex-stormtrooper turned resistance fighter. There they are. They head off to this kind of casino planet. It's for the upper crust of the evil empire, and that's where they are on a mission. Now, it's great to see her as the first Asian American lead in a Star Wars film. I do wish their chemistry was a little better. Not as much fun as watching Finn with Rey, but it's a different kind of film. It doesn't have as much fun because, you know, a bit like Empire Strikes Back, all these characters are being torn apart. A big part of the plot are the resistance basically running for their lives as the First Order is chasing them with these space battleships the size of small towns. Now, one of the women trying to keep that resistance alive is Laura Dern. She plays the Vice Admiral. Now, yes, she has purple hair and rocks an evening gown while in combat, but I'll tell you, she puts Poe, the flyboy pilot, played by Oscar Isaac, in his place, no problem. And probably my favorite new entry is the most mysterious, Benicio del Toro. If you thought Han Solo was a scoundrel, Just you wait.
Wow, a whole new cast of characters and big names to boot. But I do wonder, because you are obviously, as you walk around with the lightsaber in the office, you're obviously a big Star Wars fan.
Yes.
So how do you feel about this installment that tries to push forward a story that you grew up with?
I find watching Star Wars such a fascinating experience because it's like a conversation with yourself, right? I mean, this is a series that started 4 decades ago when Lucas first dreamt of this space opera, when we were still using rotary dial phones and the clapper was cutting-edge technology. And now we've spent generations with these mythical warriors and Wookiees. And so when I'm watching this, you know, part of my brain is thinking about the relativistic properties of light speed travel or how Jedis can have conference calls across the galaxy, but then the X-Wing swoops into battle and John Williams picks up his baton and just look and revel.
I only know one truth.
And Star Wars soars. Rian Johnson may be irreverent, but he is also inspired. Just look at those visuals. And this is the start of escaping that tractor beam of nostalgia. The long goodbye has begun. 4 stars out of 5.
4 stars. Eli, thank you, and may the Force be with you.
Thank you.